What is up, fellow bench warmers? Welcome to your daily fantasy quickie. Hey guys, it's daily fantasy quickie once again, and welcome to another quickie with us. It's day 2 of week 20. We are winding down towards the end of the season, end of the fantasy season. And of course, we have Komish here with us. Komish, busy?
Yes. No.
Busy at work?
Busy at work.
Pretending to be busy at work.
Yes.
But
it's tough because it's the last week. So if you're playing, you want to win the championship. But it's so many. I'm used to it. Like we talked about Boucher yesterday, and he played today.
We talked about him yesterday, and surprisingly, well, I'm not sure if it's surprisingly, but yeah, he played, and he started,
and he played 37 minutes today. So I guess my opponent was correct in picking up Boucher. It worked for him, but actually you can say it worked because he didn't play that well, but he did have the blocks that he needed. So
some rebounds, I guess.
Some rebounds. I think he might play the rest of the way.
Because
possibly.
Wait, I'm not sure what's up now with the Toronto starters. They're
out
officially out for the season?
Not officially, but Siakam is I think having some MRI with the shoulder thing. There's no way he's gonna come back from that. OG is gone. He's done. I think Van Vliet has not been officially ruled out for the rest of the season, but you would expect he's also not coming back anymore. So
imagine if Lowry plays another game.
I mean, I would not know what to think if that happens. I think Nick Nurse playing Boucher 37 minutes today is a big middle finger up our faces. Fantasy managers who have been telling him, hey, use this guy, and said, okay, I'll use that guy in week 20. after he missed 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Okay, here's week 20 for you.
After people thought that he's probably out for the season, right? I mean, no one really expected him to come back.
Yes. Certainly not us.
Yeah, even in the last game, right? I mean, we thought that it's all over for him this season, but yeah, he came back. So I think I was just thinking, if this was in Toronto, if the Raptors are playing a home game in Toronto, they'd probably play Lowry in the last Toronto home game, right?
Probably give him a little minutes here or there, but it won't be the Kyle Lowry that we know already.
Yeah, but I just to give him the appreciation from the fans that, but unfortunately it's not in Toronto, it's in Tampa, and so most likely everyone's out pretty much.
Everyone's out pretty much. If you look at their lineup, who really got affected here is Khem Birch, because Boucher will obviously affect Khem Birch, because more than Pascal Siakam, because Birch and Boucher are kind of similar in the sense that they're kind of defensive players. So that hurts Birch a little bit. But if you want some sleepers here, maybe, of course, Malachi Flynn, we've talked about him. He didn't have a good game today. But Fred Gillespie, we've talked about him before. Yep. Someone to consider.
Blocks.
Yeah, we need blocks. Fred Gillespie, someone you could stream, especially on the last day of the season if you need blocks. Remember his name. We're gonna remind you stream specialists in the last day, because all 30 teams will play. We're gonna give you some specialists to target in the last day.
That's a Toronto situation. Another player who came back is Wendell Carter Jr. and Mo Bamba was out
with an illness, supposedly non-COVID related illness. But again, up to your risk appetite, in my opinion. If you're gonna drop Bamba, what you think will happen? I think though, you get the other Mo Wagner. Mo Wagner is available in most leagues. He's available in my leagues.
Yeah,
he's the guy you should add. I don't care if you drop Bamba for him, but I think even with Bamba, he's gonna be good for threes and blocks, and he has some steals also. He's been playing very well in Orlando. So Mo, the correct Mo, in other words, Mo Wagner at this point.
We are not even sure if Mo Bamba would still play any game for the rest of the week.
I think he will.
Probably the last two.
Maybe. Yeah, they said he's just not feeling well. Maybe, I don't know, a flu or... If it's a flu, then he's gone. But if it's just not feeling well, maybe a cold or, something, he may come back.
Yeah, let's see. But, we wouldn't really blame you if you're going to drop Mobamba at this point. Especially if really it's not the steals, it's not blocks and rebounding that you need, right? Because he probably gives you those stats anyway. Wendell Carter, I'm not sure if he's been dropped in different leagues, but did he play well today?
He played so 8 points, 10 rebounds as far as I can remember. I know he's been dropped in most leagues. In my leagues, it's been dropped. So 8 points, 14 rebounds, by the way. 8 points, 14 rebounds. But I'm not that high on Wendell Carter. He's not been playing well.
Yeah, and maybe this, it's a similar case to other teams who are out right now.
Yes.
Wendell Carter, we are not sure how many games he'll still play, right?
That's true. Yes.
So he could be a risk here if you try to pick him up or try to play him or maybe a stream at best.
Actually, he's a stream. He's a good stream, but I just like Mo Wagner more. He's playing much better. He's doing better than Wendell Carter.
So that's the situation in Orlando. And then let's talk about Brooklyn for a while. James Harden played today.
No, James Harden
will play tomorrow. Tomorrow, it was LeBron won't be playing. We didn't play today.
Didn't play today. LeBron didn't play today.
We're not sure if he's gonna play tomorrow, but he's gonna try, right? So LeBron's pretty much... He will?
I think so. I think he will. He will play tomorrow.
Because they mentioned that he could play today, but apparently he didn't feel right. So we were just talking about him a couple of days ago.
I think LeBron being LeBron, he wanted an easier opponent. He doesn't want to come back when they might lose.
LeBron being LeBron, he only wanted an easier opponent. I'm not sure if that's a diss at LeBron.
No, it's LeBron being cerebral.
That's a Kobe fan dissing another great player in LeBron.
No. He's just being cerebral. But I think he's gonna play tomorrow. AD, I feel won't play tomorrow. He had his groin kind of tightened. He forced himself to play out the rest of the game because he said they needed a win. They will win even without AD and LeBron tomorrow. They will win. Or even without Caruso. Caruso also got hurt today. So even without all those guys, even Drummond can make them win.
Hey, come on, you don't know. This is the NBA.
They will win. Houston will not allow them to win. That's kind of funny to say that, but Houston will not allow themselves to win. So the Lakers will win even without AD. So AD will definitely miss tomorrow's game. I am 100% sure. He's gonna miss tomorrow's game with that groin thing. He's probably gonna.
That's going to be very annoying for AD owners, right? Waited for him so long, and when the time comes that it counts the most, you'll probably miss a game. But hey, that's tough luck because he got a little injured today, and they might preserve him a bit.
Even if he plays tomorrow, I don't think he'll play a big number of minutes because I think it's going to be a blowout.
And similar to LeBron, right? I mean, we talked about him a couple of days ago, but tomorrow he might not. He probably just cruise around and see how he feels. James Harden will also play tomorrow, but Kyrie could be out tomorrow.
Kyrie, I'm not sure. I'm guessing he's going to be out tomorrow because he got hit the elbow in the face. So they call it facial contusion. It's not a concussion, but remember he had a fracture on that face.
Yep.
Start of the training camp. So if I'm Brooklyn, I'll probably rest him since Harden is coming back.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Brooklyn fans would be concerned about the cohesion of this Brooklyn team.
They should.
Because I can't remember the last time all these three players, their big three, played together, and
true.
The first game they play together might be the playoffs, and that could
probably
be a lot of adjustments, right?
Most probably.
If Kyrie got hurt, he might not play tomorrow, so that means they lose another big three. I don't think Harden plays, all the games, all the remaining games. He might, rest depending on how he feels tomorrow, right? So
yes, agree.
But yeah, at least from the fantasy perspective, those who own James Harden should be happy that he's coming back if he's still alive.
I'll share a tip. What my opponent did, a very smart thing he did. James Harden is still in the IL, and LeBron is still in the IL. You activate them for tomorrow, and then you fix your lineup for the next day after tomorrow, and put them back in the IL. That will give you one extra roster space. You get it? So tomorrow, Harden will not be in your IL, so you activate him. And then by 3 p.m. it's 4:11 already. You put Harden back in the IL, and then pick up a player to fill the spot of Harden in the active roster.
Yeah.
So basically, you'll get an extra roster spot. Harden plays tomorrow. He goes back to the IL.
And then he doesn't have a game.
He doesn't have the game. Yeah. And then but after that, then you can drop anybody and then put Harden back. That's what my opponent did with Chris Boucher. Very smart move. Well, that guy is really smart. So I'm just sharing you what he did.
Who, Wes?
Smart. Grant. Yeah,
too
that
smart.
Guy,
that guy's too smart.
Yeah, that guy's very smart. So whatever I learned from him, I'm learning from him. He's done a lot of very
but
smart moves.
that makes sense. That actually makes sense.
So that's a tip for you guys.
The usual step is when you activate Harden, you don't put him back in already because he'll probably.
That's a loophole.
You'd think that he'll play the rest. But again, I think this only works if it's in a daily tomorrow setting.
It only works if they don't remove Harden yet as an injured INJ.
But it won't work if they are on a daily to day setting.
Won't it?
No, because once they put up Harden, right? It's for tomorrow's games already.
Yeah. Correct.
It won't work because they will activate Harden on the same day that he plays, right? And
it's okay. We'll find a loophole for that. Jeremy and I were the best, loophole guys. We find a way to cheat the system. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna find all the ways to cheat the system, right? Every move counts, guys.
But I know this. That type of tip would have been nice if we found it out earlier on, right? But
yes,
at least for next season, you know what to do.
Yes.
Jimmy Butler got a little injury today. I think he was scratched in the eye.
He was poked in the eye. He didn't play the whole second half though. He supposedly cannot see properly in that eye. Remember, Wendell Carter Jr. just missed a week because of that. The difference is, Orlando doesn't want Wendell Carter Jr. to play, but Butler needs to play for Miami. But possibly he'll miss a game. Possibly, if that's painful. So I don't see how he could play. So he could miss a game. At timing, but.
Well, at this point, there's really no good or bad timing because everything's been really, we've been surprised a lot of times, right?
Yes.
Players that have played well today, Tyler Hero could be fantasy relevant. He's been bad the whole year, but without Jimmy Butler, in case Jimmy Butler misses time, he could, he played well today. I think he had 30 something.
He had 27 points, 11 or 14 rebounds. He had the double-double today.
Probably his best game of the year.
His best game of the year. And I think he has been dropped in some leagues. I think he could be picked up as a stream for their next game. Kendrick Nunn will get the boost. Goran Dragic is also available in most leagues. He has been so-so, but if Jimmy Butler is gonna miss time, he's another player you could consider streaming. I know this as a fact. In deep leagues, it's hard to find streamers nowadays. Even the guys we are recommending, or we will be recommending later, probably already gone. Yep. So we have to find, the deepest players, the players who are not popular, so to speak. Yep. Goran is one of them.
Devontae Graham has been playing well. Second half of the season, I think he has been playing well since coming off the injury, because he is one of my players in one of the leagues. And the one thing I noticed about Devontae Graham is that after he came back from the injury, he played pretty well, because prior to the injury he was really bad. I mean, he didn't shoot the ball well. He shot the ball better after the injury.
It's just a pity that he got injured. That's why he has also been dropped in some leagues, and I think he could be picked up because the Hornets are fighting for that eight spot. So just check your wires if you could pick him up. But he's been playing well. Jeremy's correct.
Yeah. Bruce Brown, Kenrich Williams. Kenrich Williams started, and every time Kenrich Williams starts, he plays well. I mean, even off the bench, as long as he's given minutes.
We mentioned him yesterday. We talked about him that he's probably gonna start at point guard if Dort, Maledon, and those guys were out, and they were all out. And today he was so good. I love this guy. I love Kenrich Williams. 20 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, 2 blocks. And I hate it. I hate it that I recommend people, but I forget to add them myself. And but good luck to congratulations to the others who were able to pick him up.
Pick him.
There, yeah.
Andre Drummond played well. I haven't really, after the bashing we gave Andre Drummond during the weekly episode. We haven't heard it. It's already up. He plays well, relatively well. He had 18 rebounds today, 16 points, 18 rebounds, 2 blocks, 3 assists. The type of stats that you would want Andre Drummond to give you.
It's just too late for you guys because a lot of you are out.
A lot of Andre Drummond has been dropped.
Yeah, so that's why if you see this, our post, our quickie, we remind you that hey, they were cold last week. They look like they've gotten their mojo back, pick them back up. Davis might miss tomorrow's game, so there might be.
So you might be disappointed with Andre Drummond.
No, you might get something out of him tomorrow. So let's see.
For tomorrow's games, in case you can still add players, the New Orleans guys, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Hernan Gomez, Najee Marshall, Jackson Hayes, James Johnson. We've been talking about them for the past few weeks, right?
And they have a good game tomorrow. They have a very, very very good game in, I think they're up against Dallas. So that's a very high-scoring game. It will be high-scoring game. As again, Nickeil Alexander-Walker would be my priority add among these players over Najee. I think your choices, if you want a small guy, it's not Nickeil or Najee. If you want the big guys, it's the 3 centers. I would prioritize Nickeil for the small guys.
Who would you prioritize on the centers?
I would go with Hernan Gomez. As long as he's the one starting, I'm gonna go with him.
Hernan Gomez and then James Johnson.
I went with Hayes. I went with Hayes over James Johnson.
Hayes was bad last time.
Yes, but I think Hayes still has some more upside. So I'm gonna go with the upside play there. I'm gonna go with Hayes. And then the Houston guys, because Houston has a matchup, as we said, with the Lakers. Danuel House went out with an injury again, with an ankle injury, so he might not play tomorrow. So
might not play anymore.
We don't know that. I don't know anymore about these. They take it one day at a time, one game at a time. So right now, of course, KJ Martin, of course, Kyrie Thomas or Kyrie Thomas, whatever. But
DJ Augustin.
Yes, of course, you all know these guys. But
we've been talking about them for the past few weeks already.
But Houston has other players that you might you can look aside from Armoni, DJ, and these guys. There's one more player in Houston that you can consider. That's Cameron Oliver. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're really the very, very, very deep leagues and all of these guys are gone, you could consider Cameron Oliver because Daquan Jeffries is also injured. So they would not have anybody on their bench. Cameron Oliver might be. Don't ask me what his game is. It doesn't matter anymore. You know, as long as you're gonna play 20-25 minutes, you're just gonna you're gonna play. You're gonna take your chances.
If of all the teams in the NBA, probably Houston had the worst year this year.
Yes,
From
by
start to end.
By far.
They have the worst year this year. Imagine losing James Harden, not in a nice, way of losing your star player. And then now at the end of the season, no one's left.
Not even. I mean, it would have been great to see Christian Wood and Kevin Porter, showing them the future, but both of them are injured. And it looks like
Kelly Olynyk. Who would have thought, right?
Great.
James Harden to Kelly Olynyk. So Houston, yep. Raul Neto of Washington could be a good stream without Beal.
Yes. Fast-paced game.
Huerter's last game wasn't as good. But yeah, he is starting. He was starting.
And DeAndre is not gonna play tomorrow. It's again another game against Washington.
So that's another opportunity for him to, play. We talked about him last week, right? When we were talking about the schedule analyzer. Peyton Pritchard and Aaron Nesmith, we've talked about them with Jalen out.
It's a back-to-back
out as well. So
did they announce Kemba to be out?
No, just read it. Kemba's missing tomorrow's game.
Okay, I was just.
You mentioned you wrote it.
No, I was just saying that it's a back-to-back. Kemba might miss tomorrow's game because he's not played the back-to-back yet.
Alright.
So you have to check if your news about that. If he doesn't play tomorrow's game, I think.
I hope not because Kemba's playing really well. I mean,
but
he is looking like the Charlotte Kemba.
But they might have no choice because they're
Well, yeah. We won't be surprised if he gets rested. And then lastly, Keldon Johnson and Rudy Gay for the Spurs.
The Spurs have 3 more games. They have good schedule, so you could consider that. They have a great schedule tomorrow. Brooklyn.
That's it for the streams, and that's it for our Daily Fantasy Quickie. If you haven't, please check out the weekly episode with the one-arm Mamba Katan. We talked about the NBA, a lot of Lakers talk there. So if you are a Lakers fan, I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy that because we are all Lakers fans. So we had to talk about the issues that surrounds the Lakers in their playoff hopes. So that's it for Daily Fantasy Quickie. We'll see you again tomorrow, guys. Bye.